Dune Prophecy Season 1 appears to be largely setting the stage for a fascinating plotline to be explored in the next season. In the finale, a mysterious mastermind was revealed behind the plot to destroy the Bene Gesserit. And in this video, I'd like to discuss my theory for who this hidden enemy is and what this could mean for the future of the Dune franchise. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen Dune Prophecy. The mysterious Desmond Hart character, whose goal has been to destroy the Bene Gesserit sisterhood ever since his miraculous survival on Arrakis from a rebel assault and encounter with a sandworm, was a prominent storyline in the first season. Upon his return, he sought to stay at the Emperor's side as he continued to warn him about the enemy in his own camp. He spoke very much like a prophet or a messenger, feeling like he was, in a sense, reborn from this event. He is shown asking the Emperor if he believes in the gods, if he believes that there are forces that extend beyond man and machine. He also is fully aware of the control and influence that the Bene Gesserit wield within the Imperium. The Emperor himself has a truthsayer at his side. His daughter, Princess Inez, is set to attend the Sisterhood School on Wallach 9. And it was also revealed that the Emperor has a Bene Gesserit concubine, Sister Francesca, who imprinted on him and who bore him a son, Constantine. His life course is very much dictated by the plans of the Bene Gesserit at this moment, and Desmond Hart is fully aware of this, and also refers to the time of the Machine Crusade, where man had rid itself from the control of thinking machines, but now has replaced it by another means of control in the form of the Bene Gesserit. So he is a very mysterious figure who's demonstrating incredible abilities. He knows things that is kind of inexplicable for him to know just how deep the Bene Gesserit influence goes. He also has seen their powers of the voice and is able to resist it. And not only that, he wields powerful abilities to infect others with a disease that attacks the fear center of the brain until the intended victim eventually dies, burning from the inside as they are overcome by fear. The show's prevailing mystery was how he could have possibly survived the event on Arrakis with the rebel assault and oncoming sandworm, and also where his powers came from. What is the source of his power? Desmond himself thought that his survival was truly miraculous and that his mission to destroy the Bene Gesserit was a righteous quest, as he believed it was his duty to rid humanity from the Bene Gesserit influence as they had done the thinking machines. In the finale, Hart's true nature was revealed, and the source of his powers was more fully understood. After the attack and the encounter with the sandworm, somehow his body was recovered. Hart remembers awakening on a surgical table being operated on by a thinking machine that is giving his eye the ability to infect others with the machine nanovirus that has been afflicting the Bene Gesserit. However, a mysterious hooded figure is revealed overseeing this procedure, showing that there is actually a hidden hand behind all of this, a mysterious mastermind at work. It is my theory that this mysterious person is a member of the Bene Tleilax. The Bene Tleilax, or the Tleilaxu as they are more commonly called, are a xenophobic society. They are religious zealots, dominated by a strict hierarchy focusing on genetic manipulation and with a pursuit of spiritual elevation through physical refinement, with their ultimate goal being the domination of the known universe. A lot of the biological products of the Tleilaxu come from their axolotl tanks, which are living organisms used for their genetic creations. These tanks are suspected as being all that remains of the female Tleilaxu, since no females of their race had ever been seen. The products that the Tleilaxu produce are a result from extensive physiological and physical manipulation of human life. Thus, the customs and methods of the Bene Tleilax are considered repulsive to the Imperium at large, as their products and methods push the moral limits of what is considered acceptable by society. These tactics, however, certainly are in keeping with what was done to Desmond Hart, as machines were used to possibly repair his flesh and augment his eye with a bioweapon. In Frank Herbert's Dune, the first product that we encounter from the Bene Tleilax is Baron Vladimir Harkonnen's twisted mentat, Piter de Vries. The Baron sought the services of the Bene Tleilax so he could have a mentat at his side, specifically conditioned without morals or ethical boundaries. And later, in the sequel novel Dune Messiah, Golas are introduced, which are clones made from the cells of a dead individual. Dune Prophecy didn't confirm how Desmond Hart's body was recovered, if it was at all, so it's still not outside the realm of possibility that Hart was indeed consumed by the sandworm and that his DNA was found somewhere and used to create a Gola clone. In the visions that we see of Desmond Hart's memory of what happened to him, he sees the worm coming and is then engulfed in blackness till he is revived during the machine augmentation procedure. A possible Gola introduction certainly lends more credence to this theory of a Tleilaxu mastermind. A confrontation between the Bene Tleilax and Bene Gesserit could be fascinating to explore in Season 2. These two factions wield incredible abilities, with a potential conflict to feature the kind of 4D chess level of deception and cunning known in Frank Herbert's writings. These two groups are often seen as two sides of the same coin, fiercely driven by their ideology in advancing their agenda, and using similar tactics to accomplish their goals. But they are certainly extreme opposites, with the Bene Tleilax adhering to a culture of extreme male chauvinism and the Bene Gesserit representing the opposite of extreme female chauvinism. The Bene Gesserit are repulsed by everything the Bene Tleilax stand for, as they corrupt humanity with their twisted genetic experiments, reducing their females to nothing more than breeding tanks, while the Bene Gesserit hold to their ideals of advancing natural human talents through selective breeding, as they manipulate men to acquire the desired genetic traits to create a male superbeing under their direct control. I think a lot of fans would be thrilled to see a storyline of war between such powerful opposing factions. When Dune Prophecy Season 1 opens, there is a phrase presented in similar fashion to the Denis Villeneuve films saying, "Victory is celebrated in the light, but it is won in the darkness." So from the very beginning, the show could have been teasing this war in the shadows between these two powerful and enigmatic organizations. As the story of Season 1 unfolded, there may have also been another setup for this potential conflict, as it was revealed that the Bene Gesserit have a Tleilaxu face dancer in their ranks. One thing about the show that many found to be criminally underutilized was this reveal of Sister Theodosia being this Tleilaxu proto-face dancer. The show did confirm Theodosia as a product of Tleilaxu genetic experimentation, but does not go into detail about how she came to be involved with the Bene Gesserit sisterhood, other than the fact that they found her and took her in. Towards the finale of the first season, Theodosia was used by Reverend Mother Valia Harkonnen as they attempted to rescue Princess Inez Carino from confinement. It appeared that their plan for Theodosia was simply to assume the identity of Inez to take her place, but things didn't go exactly as planned, and Theodosia ended up taking on the appearance of a wounded palace guard who was able to get close enough to Desmond Hart to stab him in a failed assassination attempt. After this failure, she was locked up in the palace prison. This is where Theodosia's story ends for this season, and I must admit I was incredibly confused and underwhelmed by these events, as they seemed so wasteful of Theodosia's talents. However, I now wonder if the actual goal for Theodosia was to be imprisoned, and now is where her real assignment begins. Face dancers are masters at identity theft and infiltration, bred for their ability to mimic and take on the physical appearance of other individuals. They are called face dancers because of the fact that whenever these beings change shape, their faces would appear to dance as their flesh moved. Their abilities make them a popular choice for those seeking their services as spies or assassins. So I can't help but think there is more to Theodosia's mission than what was initially shown, especially when taking into consideration that what was really accomplished seemed to be mostly set up for this real conflict to be explored in Season 2. A Tleilaxu enemy of the Bene Gesserit certainly would make for an epic confrontation between these two powerful factions. It's possible the Bene Gesserit put themselves in the crosshairs of the Bene Tleilax in their absconding with one of their prototype genetic experiments in Theodosia. I can't help but think they wouldn't be happy if they found out one of their own phase dancers was in the hands of an outside faction, and perhaps that event caused the Bene Tleilax to perceive the Sisterhood as a threat needing to be dealt with. Setting up a Tleilaxu enemy would also pave the way for a connection with the upcoming film adaptation Dune Messiah. While Denis Villeneuve has little to do with the TV side of things, the show is well aware of where Villeneuve is headed with his adaptation of Messiah, and it would make sense for the creators of Dune Prophecy to take advantage of the film's success to draw in viewers for Season 2. When Dune Messiah begins, a rogues gallery of the Imperium's most powerful factions come together in a conspiracy to end the new Imperial Atreides dynasty. And though it is unclear how much Denis' adaptation will feature the Bene Tleilax in his upcoming film, I'm sure it would set the stage for general audiences to want to learn more about this mysterious and fascinating faction. For his adaptation of Dune so far, he's admitted that he wants to do a very Bene Gesserit-centered adaptation, but there's no way that you could omit these other factions when it comes to the tale of Dune Messiah, because these are the Imperium's most powerful institutions coming together in order to defeat such a powerful enemy in the Kwisatz Haderach, Paul Atreides. So they need all the help that they can get. They need to utilize all of their tools and abilities to even have a glimmer of hope in taking down such a powerful figure. So though it is unclear how much Denis' adaptation will feature the Bene Tleilax in his upcoming film, I'm sure it will be in there to a significant enough degree so that the audience isn't lost by what's going on, even if these details end up being greatly streamlined, which he has been known to do in his adaptations so far. So regardless, I think it would be an excellent way to introduce the Bene Tleilax to general audiences, and for the second season of Dune Prophecy to really dive into the details, the history, how this mysterious organization operates. It really would be a missed opportunity if the show wouldn't take advantage of this. And as the Dune franchise stands, I do think Dune Messiah will make it to theaters first if the proposed release date is still adhered to, the December 2026 release date. So that does make sense for the film to come out first and then the show to come after that. And I feel like that would just make the most sense from a business standpoint, but also a creative standpoint, to take advantage of what was introduced in Dune Messiah to really draw that further attention to the show and people who are just wanting more Dune on screen. That could be a great way to bridge the gap between these two things. And in general, my hopes for this show to begin with were that this long format of storytelling would take that advantage and really dive into the various world-building elements that were greatly streamlined for the recent film adaptations. And so not only do I want to see the Bene Tleilax explored, but also the Spacing Guild and the Mentat Order. The show so far has skimmed over those factions also, so I am really hoping that we will get a deeper exploration of all of the institutions that make up Frank Herbert's fascinating universe. But I'm curious to know what you think of my theory of a Tleilaxu mastermind behind Desmond Hart's transformation into an enemy wielded against the Bene Gesserit. Do you have any theories as to how the Tleilaxu could factor into future storylines in Season 2? Or do you think someone else is the mysterious figure? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to show your appreciation, you can check out my Patreon page, where members get access to exclusive content and perks. Thank you all so much for your support. And as always, have a very nerdy day.